My son's wedding morning began with the sound of heartbreak through a locked door. I pushed it open to find my wife, Eleanor, on her knees in the bathroom, surrounded by a carpet of chestnut hair that had once reached her waist. The clippers lay smoking on the marble counter beside a scrawled note. Mom looked ancient. Fixed her for the perfect reel. The air still smelled of ozone and betrayal. That beautiful mane wasn't just hair. It was Eleanor's promise to her late grandmother. Never cut short again after the funeral 34 years earlier. Through lean times, night shifts at the hospital, raising our son alone while I worked rigs in the North Sea, that hair had been her quiet anchor. She wasn't sobbing. She was silent, shaking, palms pressed to her newly bare scalp as though trying to hold memories in place. I must have looked too old for their video, she whispered, voice cracking like thin ice. I knelt, gathered her against me, and felt something shift inside my chest. Not rage yet, but the cold certainty of a man who suddenly sees the blueprint of a con. The phone on the counter was still warm. Recording app open. Live stream ended 9 minutes ago. Hidden behind the hamper, a tiny spy cam pointed exactly where her reflection would have been. This wasn't a tantrum. This was content. I pocketed the device, locked the bathroom door, and helped Eleanor to the bedroom. Wrapped her in the softest cashmere throw we owned. Stay here, I murmured. I've got this. In the hallway of the waterfront estate, champagne flutes clinked and string quartet notes floated upward. Perfect. Staged. I moved like a man walking through someone else's movie. Past the groom's suite, I heard their voices. My son Caleb and his fiancée Marina. Chat's already going nuclear, Marina laughed softly. The shock value is gold. Views will carry us through next quarter's loan payment. Caleb hesitated. Still. She might never forgive us. She always does, Marina replied. Parents are the ultimate safety net. Relax. We've got the check lined up. I didn't burst in. I simply turned away, the final piece clicking into place. Back in our room, Eleanor was sitting up, eyes clearer. I took the vintage silk shawl I'd bought in Kyoto decades ago, deep indigo, understated elegance, and tied it around her head with careful hands. She looked in the mirror, exhaled, and for the first time that morning, the corners of her mouth lifted just a fraction. 2 calls followed. First to my banker of 23 years, freeze the wire. New instructions coming. Then to the attorney, rewrite the gift provision. Irrevocable trust.
Sole beneficiari Eleanor. Non negotiable.
Less than 90 minutes until vows. We walked downstairs together. Heads turned. Whispers chased us. The silk caught the light like armor. Marina's smile flickered when she saw us, polished, but the edges were fraying. The ceremony unfolded like clockwork. Vows, rings, applause. When the officiant invited gifts and blessings from the family, Marina beamed at the cameras hidden among the orchids. I rose without hurry. Thank you for coming to celebrate, I said, voice steady. Before any gift is given, I believe the truth deserves its moment. I nodded to the AV technician, a friend I'd quietly pulled aside earlier. The large screen behind the altar brightened. No music. No filter. Just the raw clip, clippers humming, Eleanor's stunned reflection, Marina's shadow in the doorway. Gasps rippled through the guests. Then audio only, Caleb's voice, unmistakable. The algorithm loves drama. Mom will understand. She always bails us out. Marina's face drained of color. Caleb stared at his shoes. I held up no envelope, no check. The wedding gift, I continued, has been redirected to the one person who has earned every cent of trust and love in this family. Eleanor. I looked straight at my son. I gave you tools, numbers, chances. Today I take back the assumption. That silence equals approval. I set the microphone down. The room erupted, not in chaos, but in a slow, irreversible turning of attention. Phones that had been live-streaming now captured something entirely different. Eleanor rose beside me, head high beneath the indigo silk. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. We walked out together, past frozen cameras, past the ruins of a performance that had mistaken cruelty for content. Some stories end with fireworks. Ours ended with quiet steps on gravel, two people finally choosing dignity over a script someone else wrote.